Hello, everybody. Forrest again. I wanted to talk about my financing on my solar system, 7.9 kilowatts solar system with backup. I paid $33,000. I had boutique financing from Service Finance Company. I'm hoping this video will show up because computer screens don't show up too well. I just wanted to cover a little bit about the boutique financing. What my experience was and what I've learned. So, what I wasn't aware of at the time, because it kind of happened pretty fast, they approve you for the loan, everything else. I had a 6% interest rate, as you can see. My interest rate is 6%. Per diem interest was 2.43, which is a daily interest. Every single day was 2.43 they would add on to the loan. That adds up super quickly. So I decided I had to get out of this pretty quickly because they only let you refinance it one time. My loan payment was $165.36. I went Tungsten Electric. That's who did my solar panels. I've still had issues with it. I mean, so I've had to have these guys with Service Finance. I've called them a couple times about, contact them about trying to get the battery to make sure the battery issue is resolved. I'm having a panel issue right now. The DC wiring from the battery is causing it to the panels to shut down every day. So it's a year in, and I'm literally still having problems. But the guys are still working with me. They actually still do a good job. But at some point, I was a little worried that it wasn't going to get taken care of because I wasn't sure what was happening. It's just dragged out so long. So the guys at Service Finance, they have contacted them. They've been really good about, answering the phone. I can call them up and they'll answer any of my questions, talk to me about my payments, everything else. So nothing wrong with Service Financing, but you're going to pay a crap load of interest. So I got this beginning of last year. Let me see if I can see all this stuff, because right here I'm just trying to figure out my numbers. The date interest open date, yeah, there we are. Okay, so this opened in March 3rd of 2021. It's when it basically started. That was my first payment due, technically. And it says loan maturity date. It was supposed to end in 3/2 of 2041. I couldn't even imagine. I said the interest you would pay on this would be ungodly. And the credit you're supposed to get, the goal with this is when you take out this loan, I was supposed to get 26% credit, get like $8,000 something back on my taxes. Well, you might want to learn that you don't get that money back. They actually just reduce your taxable income, $8,000, but you certainly don't get the $8,000 back. So I'm not getting anything close to that on my taxes this year, from what it looks like, because I've been making extra money, renting a house, things like that. So anyways, that's another sort of a lie to get you into these loans. And I'm supposed to take that money and refinance this so that they can change. They said they would lower your per diem interest rate. They would lower that, and they will lower your interest rate in general. One time you can get this loan repositioned, and they'll refinance it for you. So, but anyways, that's once. It still doesn't get rid of the per diem. I mean, as you can see, I've hit this loan hard. I mean, from the start, this isn't all of it, page 10. I was trying to make payments so I could do this. Well, another thing I figured out in the process of doing this, where was my first payments here? Our first payments, $325. I hit it with 5,000, 500, 500, 1,000, 250, 1,000, 1,000. I mean, I was killing it. Everything I was making, I was putting on this loan. But come to find out, even though I'm just hitting it with these huge numbers like this, I paid over half of it off in this short amount of time. In less than a year, I've paid over $2,300. I paid almost $2,300 in interest still in that short amount of time. And one reason for that is that per diem interest, and your entire 165.36 all goes to interest. They don't, not a dollar of this will go to your principal unless you tell them to. But they won't let you refinance this payment to the better rate until you make 18 payments. You have to make at least 18 payments that are all interest. So to explain this anyways, by the time I figured this out, I just decided I wanted to get out of this loan. So I have two pretty high credit cards, and Bank of America allows me to take pretty big payments on my credit card with a year interest free. So I rolled over the amount to my Bank of America 321 credit card, and just dropped out of this. That cost me it was like $14,900 was my last payment right here, and that was made on my Bank of America card. It cost me $500, but I've got a year and a half to pay it off, and it certainly didn't cost me $2,300. So if I pay it off in a year and a half, I don't pay any extra interest. So anyways, that might not be ability for everybody, but just to be aware of what you're getting into when you're jumping into boutique financing, they're going to hit you hard with interest, and you're probably not going to get the credit back for the solar that you think you're going to get back to refinance it. And to refinance it, you got to make at least a year and a half worth of payments. You got to make 18 straight interest payments. So a little bit of the details that you might not get right off the bat if you're not paying attention to it. Like, I just kind of jumped in knowing I was going to pay it off, but just information that you should know. Good luck.